Welcome to AlphaCars Motorcycles. Today I am so excited to share with you this gorgeous 2012 Porsche Panamera 4S with only 58,000 miles on it. This vehicle is for sale here at AlphaCars at the date of this video posting. You can view the current pricing and availability on our website, alphacars.com. Also, feel free to give us a call, send us an email if you do have any questions or if you are interested in this Panamera. This car is very well equipped with over $31,000 in factory options, including Sport Chrono Plus, the Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, even thermal and noise insulated glass, also this gorgeous dark blue metallic paint, and so much more. You can view all the specifics of it on our website on the detailed listing, where you can also view the free Carfax report, detailed vehicle history, as well as the detailed images and even the individual paint meter readings of each metal panel. You can view the paint thickness on each panel. This vehicle does have factory original paint, and we did perform a paint correction, meaning buffing and polishing, followed by a ceramic coating. It really it looks wet even though it's dry, and this car is a little dusty. We have had it on a couple test drives as it's been very popular. A lot of people have been very interested in it, as it is hard to find these Panameras with all these options, as well as the low mileage, because people keep these cars, they drive them a lot, they love them, and for good reason. And if you are interested in this Panamera, but you're not local to us in New England, give us a call, send us an email. We have many shipping partners, and we can make the buying process very easy for you. And in the end, the car will be dropped off right to your driveway. So keep that in mind as well. But now, let's take a close look at the condition and some of these standout features of this Porsche. First, let's do an exterior walk around of the Panamera, and I will remind you that on our online listing on alphacars.com, you can view the remaining tire and brake life, lots of detailed technical information like that. So I highly recommend you give that a read. But as we admire this gorgeous dark blue metallic color, the car did go on a few test drives, as I said, just recently. So it does have a little bit of splash up, as you can see there behind the wheel from the road. But if there is any damage on the car, I will bring that out as we're about to do a full exterior inspection. And that's the purpose of this video, is to inspect the car as if you were here in person with me, so then you can be an educated buyer and know what you're getting. First, we're starting at the front of the Panamera in this color. With the polishing we did and the ceramic coating, it really just pops, and there's so much clarity and depth to it. But as well as the headlights there, the front of the hood, I don't see any, considerable imperfections or rock chips or anything like that. If there were any previous, maybe little pitting or rock chips, they were touched up and then, polished and had the ceramic coating applied. Even look at the trim in the front bumper there. Everything's like a deep black color, and there's no, scuffing or damage to the bottom edges of the bumper. Same thing, look at the hood. It's really just a direct reflection of our showroom. And something that is a perk on this car to me is the front bumper is not drilled for a license plate. So if you live in a state where you don't need a front license plate, then you don't have the damaged bumper. I think these cars really look their best with no front plate, as you can really admire the design of the bumper and the body lines. But that's a huge perk, like I said, in my opinion, being a car enthusiast. Then if you do need to run a plate, there are other options like getting a bracket that goes in the tow hook area, but I'll leave that. We'll leave that up to the buyer, but I do like that this car has the complete undamaged front bumper. But now looking at the windshield condition, same thing here. It's crystal clear. Looking at the roof now, the little aerial there, and then down the rear glass and the active rear spoiler here hidden away. All the trims and panels all look very nice. Now let's go down the driver's side of the vehicle. We'll go close to the panel and look up and down it so you can see any irregularities in how the light reflects, if there's any imperfections like dents, dings, or scratches. But other than a little bit of the, road splash there, I don't see anything on this car. It's really quite amazing. Even this factory, you can see the factory PPF, or paint protection film, that Porsche puts on this section of the rear door to protect it from rock chips. Even that is very glossy and shines nicely. Now looking at the back of the car, once again, all the trim and those quad exhausts look great. There's really no damage or anything to the rear bumper. You can tell whoever owned the car really exercised a lot of care with how they treated it. Any little things here, this is actually just a few little fingerprints from people checking out the car. As I said, this car has been really popular, a lot of interest in it, a lot of nice options on this. And this is the naturally aspirated V8 model, being the 2012 4S. 400 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. This car sounds awesome, and it's awesome to drive as well. But now looking at the passenger side, really just such a mirror. This factory original paint looking really, really great. And lastly, for the exterior, we're going to take a look at the wheels, and just note that there's really no considerable damage or anything like that, just a little dusty from the test drive. And even the calipers, you can see it says Porsche on there. Those are nice and clean. And now rounding out at the driver's rear wheel there. Now let's open up the back. We've got the automatic tailgate there, and it does have automatic closing, and you can even close it and lock it there. But even look at the shiny paint down here, all the little trims and the plate lights there. Like, I'm showing you every little spot of this car that normally you maybe wouldn't see when buying a vehicle, and like everything is just super clean, no corrosion. It's really quite amazing. Even all of the trunk jam areas, kind of like the hatch jams here where there's all the hinges and everything, it's all glossy and clean, just like the rest of the car. But now let's get these floor mats out of here. These are the factory Porsche rubber mats, which are awesome to see. And they're in really nice condition as we take a look at them briefly there. And the car does have a nice WeatherTech liner in the trunk. Let me get a better view for you here. And it even goes underneath these cargo nets out to the sides. And I believe this is actually the factory front plate bracket. I think it says Porsche, original Porsche on there. That is the original front plate bracket that was never installed, and that just goes with the car in case it's needed. But I would highly recommend not to drill the front bumper and get a bracket that mounts it a different way. We also have the retractable cargo cover there, and there is an automatic section I will show you when we get to the front of the interior. There is a shield or a screen that goes up behind these seats, and there is a button to use that in the front of the car. And the rear seats do fold down, sort of a 60-40 split, which I can show you here. So these come down very nicely. We can actually see how nice the condition is of behind those. This Panamera is such a sporty and luxurious car, but also practical once you get these seats down, and we've got so much room to pass things through. And this retractable cargo piece here, this is removable if you do need some more space to pass things through, but I just wanted to show how practical this vehicle is. Of course, it is a 4-seater, but one can argue that if you really don't plan on taking 5 people in a sedan, this is really the better option, as you get the full bucket seats for each individual rear passenger, ultra luxurious, ultra comfortable, and we've got a cup holder there, as well as additional storage and another cup holder underneath this trick little cubby, and there is the outlets in there as well. And we can see here the rear seats, they do have the heating options there, and this is that rear shade I talked about The car's off, so it's not going to do anything right now, but when we turn the ignition on in just a little bit, it will show you that working as designed. We do have some nice climate vents back here in the door storage pockets, and with the beige interior here, it all looks great. All the colors look as they should be. I don't see any sort of wear or staining or anything like that. And in the center here, we have a armrest that comes down and the storage compartment inside of there. And now rounding out the back, just looking at the door cards here, all of the material looks great, no damage or anything like that. Let's move over to the driver's side. And once again, it all presents the same. I love the trim package in this car. And now lastly, looking at this driver's rear seat. Apart from the shadows from the lighting, there's no damage or really wear or anything to be found on that seat. So now let's go to the front compartment here for the passenger. These seats are so comfortable, highly adjustable. It would take hours in this video if I was to name all the options and everything they can do. So you're welcome to view all the options. The list is on the online listing on alphacars.com. But this video is just showing you the condition and generally some of the main functions of things. But checking out the dash condition, that leather trim dash looks awesome. We have the cup holders that come out here, and they all appear to be working good. You can adjust how thick of the cup you're using, and then they go right back in here. Same thing with the same Cayman and Boxsters of this era. They all had that same sort of design. And we've got the Panamera 4S aluminum trim panel there, which there's no damage or scuffing on that. Same thing with the carpet and the door card on this side. We've got the seat memory settings just right there. Everything presents really, really well. And now let's open our glove box, which that soft open works good, as we can see. And this car does have the welcome sort of getting to know your Panamera pamphlet there. And it does have all the factory booklets, which I believe there is a nice picture of all that on our online listing if you want to take a look at that. Now let's open the driver's door, and we'll take a look at the driver's door condition here, looking for any wear or abnormal coloring or stains or anything like that. And all the buttons, everything presents as you would expect. Even the driver's seat of this car, it really has little to no wear on it at all, just some of the shadows from our showroom. And then this forward section is adjustable independently of the rest of the seat. I believe it's this adjustment right here. So you can see that's why the material kind of looks like that, is just because it was adjusted in. When you have it adjusted out kind of where it may normally be, all of that levels out as it should. Just to mention with how the fabric sort of slides back and forth. But looking at the nice aluminum trimmed pedals, a little bit of dirt here and there, just on the brake pedal there and the plastic from the couple of test drives. But of course that would be cleaned if we did have the buyer for the vehicle. And now let's hop in and take a look at this gorgeous steering wheel with the wood trim on it there. I'm trying to get the best angle I can. I'm gonna put the seat back a little bit. You can see there's no abnormal wear and tear on the steering wheel. We can turn on the ignition, where we can view our mileage there, 58,607 at the date of this video posting. Like I said, it has been lightly driven a couple times, just for the couple of test drives. Now looking at our control panel, we've got Porsche Sport exhaust. We have our rear sunshade there. As you can see, that works awesome. Of course, the rear passengers can control that as well. So then you can get some of the blinding sun out of your eyes that may be shining back and reflecting in your rearview mirror. There's also our air suspension controls. Since this car has Sport Chrono, it has the Sport Plus button as well. Also heated and ventilated front seats. It really has it all. And of course we have the legendary PDK transmission. As we can see, this steering wheel, I believe, which is also one of the rare options this car has, it has that PDK inscription on the top there. Looks awesome. And we even have our navigation screen up right now. We can start the car up here briefly in the showroom. As I press the brake there and it fires up, we have that nice bark of the V8. This car idles super smooth. The power delivery on these is really so fun. It's like almost intoxicating. You get that instant throttle response of the naturally aspirated V8. And speaking of that, let's just take a look under here. Hood comes right up on those pneumatic struts. We've got the 4.8 liter Porsche V8. And everything is just super clean. Even look at the sort of ABS module here and some of the fittings. Everything is just ultra, ultra clean. No corrosion on this car. And we have the little cap here for the positive terminal. This is where you'd hook up like a battery maintainer. We just had it on the battery tender while we store the vehicle in the showroom. But even all of the plastic trims and panels, everything just looks as you would expect. So now as we round out the video, we've taken a full look at the exterior and the interior. We end up with all of the doors open here on the Panamera. Like I said, if you are interested in this car, give us a call, send us an email, ask us any questions you might have, and we can deliver it to you wherever you may be. So keep that in mind as well. Many shipping partners and options there. So this has been Ian reporting from our Acton location. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe so then you don't miss out on the latest motoring content.